Hello, everybody. Today is another aspect of walking through the cancer journey, sharing some insights from a patient perspective for healthcare workers, because it's a big job. We have a big job when we take care of patients going through cancer. So I am Stephanie Miller. Again, I am a wife, a mom, a Mimi to two amazing grandsons. I am a cancer survivor myself. My husband is also a cancer survivor. I worked in healthcare for 27 years. I did patient care. I was part of the management team, worked very closely with oncology, and I was in CT most of my career. And so I took care of many patients with cancer and their families along the way as well. So I also am a coach. I have a certification, sorry, in coaching, specifically on a cancer journey coach. I am also a Reiki practitioner. I've used it so much with my clients. It's been an incredible way of healing for many things, myself and my clients. I also am big proponent of aromatherapy. I am a certified essential oil specialist. I also have done some end of life doula training, and I also was awarded the Red Letter Grant in the fall of 2022, and that is a startup grant for small businesses. So today we're going to shift our thoughts, but I want to again just share my mission. My mission is to support and guide those going through a cancer journey. I want to advocate for them because a lot of times they don't know what to advocate for. They don't know what they don't know. And if you haven't been through it, you don't really understand it fully. I want to empower women. I want them to heal. I want them to heal faster. There's a lot of healing that goes into a cancer journey, and I want them to thrive instead of just living in a survival mode. I also want to help bridge that gap between the medical, emotional sides of cancer that I've witnessed myself, and just be that lighthouse for those who are kind of lost and don't know where to turn. So in part one of this series, we talked about the cancer journey roadmap. I went through that, and you can listen to the recording of that to learn more about that. But today we're going to shift our focus in a different way. So treatment is just one part of the equation to treating cancer. Cancer is really a whole body experience, a whole being experience. Everyone going through the journey needs to be supported in a whole way, because when we are fully supported, we can heal faster and much quicker. Again, we can thrive through it. We are whole beings, mind, body, spirit. It's all interconnected. This means that our our mental, emotional, our physical, and our spiritual beings are all together. If one is out of balance, it affects the other, and we can get out of sync, really. So by taking a holistic approach when we're treating cancer, we can get through it a little bit easier, and our mind and body, physically, mentally, and our emotional healing can really benefit from that. So again, treatment is just one aspect of the disease, and bridging the gap here using a mind, body, spirit approach. So the mind, probably don't need to go through this, but it's our thinking. It's what we think. It's what goes through our minds. It's our emotions. This all plays a big role in the healing. This also reduces our stress levels if we can keep our mind under control. When we manage our thoughts, we can just have a more positive overall being. And our body, it's our vehicle, right? It's our physical body, it's our physical expression, it's what we experience. And when we take care of our bodies, we feel better physically and mentally. It's all connected. And our spirit, the spirit is a part of us that connects us to that higher power, whether it's religion, faith, whatever you believe, it's just us. It's our inner knowing, it's our inner self. And when we can tap into that spirituality, we can find guidance, peace, healing, and a much better approach to something that's kind of out of our control. So what does the mind of a cancer patient look like? Fear, overwhelm, shame, guilt, defeated, anxious. I've heard some of my clients say they just feel numb. They don't have any thoughts. And it's a reality of it. So when our mind is troubled or when our mind is stressed and full of anxiety, our physical body will also suffer. Because again, we're all connected in every aspect of it. So what can we do to support our mind? We've probably all heard mindfulness, right? It can be kind of a buzzword, but honestly, it's so supportive in life when we can tap into just being present in the moment, not overly reactive or not overwhelmed by what's going on around us. Not an easy task on a cancer journey, but when we can tap into the present moment, we can really help get through things easier. We have this ego or this inner critic. Our ego is just who we are. It's our identity, our personality, but we also have this inner critic as part of our ego. I always talk about this inner critic as being this little person on your shoulder that's telling you, no, don't do that, be careful. That inner critic, that voice, it really operates from a place of fear, from a place of judgment and criticism. And it really wants to keep us safe. So it has its job, but a lot of times we need to let it know that we're in charge and we're not going to let that little voice take over. Lots of thoughts that go through our mind. And when these thoughts start to ruminate, it brings in this overthinking and it can take over our mind back to being present in the moment, that mindfulness. Did you know that 85% of our worries actually never come true? That is a statistic that I found, and it really makes somebody think twice about wasting all that energy on those thoughts that don't matter, right? So what can we do? What are some support tools? We can focus on our breath. And these are things that the healthcare workers can do, is just in the midst of when you're interacting with your patient, just suggest these things or just talk through these things with them. I know there's not a lot of time sometimes in the interactions, but just drop in little things can really help along the way, because patients really look up to their care team. They trust what they say, and some of these support tools can be very beneficial. And you never know who hears something that specific day that will change their life. Journaling is another really good thing. What I always say, what we can release from our mind, get it on paper. It's just a release from our whole body. What I'd love to do is I love to write down all of my fears, my angers, my worries, everything, get it out on paper, and then go outside and burn it. And it's this powerful release of just getting it out of your mind on paper and then letting it go, or shred it if you don't want to start a fire. Meditation is one that's really powerful. If we can get out of our mind for even just 3 minutes and just sit quietly, listen to the birds sing, take a walk and look at the greenery, the flowers, all of that. Another thing is expressing our feelings. We suppress our feelings, and we need to express them, because what we can get out, we can release, and we can get them out without judgment. They're just emotions. They need to come out. We need to release them. And again, back to that 85% of our thoughts are not coming true. Ask ourselves, and you can ask your patients, are those true thoughts, or are those false, or are those hurting you, or are those helping you in your journey? So just some tools that we can use when it comes to mind. What does the body of a cancer patient look like when they're going through treatment, when they're stressed, fatigue, pain, joint stiffness? Our body is being poisoned by treatment, and it can be tired. We have digestive issues going on, our body weight, what we look like can change, all of that. And again, when the body's stressed, our spirituality will suffer. We can lose faith. And so let's tackle that by supporting our physical body in some new ways. And again, When the body experiences stress, when the mind experiences stress, the whole body feels it. And it's stress, anxiety. Again, our medications that we are being pumped full with treatment creates mineral deficiencies in our body. Some people have sleep issues. Our immune system is affected. So much that can affect our body. So what are some of the support tools that we can use? And these are things that I talk to my clients about. And you can, again, just talk through these with your patients. Moving the body, keep the body moving is so helpful for a lot of ways, right? Aromatherapy, again, one of those allies that we talked about in the Cancer Journey Roadmap. Aromatherapy was huge in our recovery, my husband's recovery. It helps to reduce stress, anxiety. It can actually help with some of the side effects of our treatment. It can support our sleep, and it can actually boost our immune system. We have a good quality plant-based essential oil. It can be really powerful to our healing. Castor oil pack over the liver, so that supports the flow within the liver. We don't talk much about detoxing our body. Imagine your body getting all full of these chemicals from medicine and all of this stuff. Our detox organs, they get taxed, they get overstimulated with too much, they get congested, and so they can't keep up. And what happens then is our body feels that on the inside, and then it comes out in other ways, side effects, and not feeling good. We can support those detox organs, specifically the liver and our kidneys. We can actually get through the treatment a little bit easier, maybe reducing some side effects, just intensity, I guess is the word that I want. So castor oil packs over the liver is really supportive. Epsom salt baths, oh my gosh, who doesn't love to take a bath? This can be a little self-care for a patient going through this. But what happens is the Epsom salt actually replaces some magnesium that is depleted from our body. 60% of our population is deficient in magnesium. So an Epsom salt bath every day is relaxing. It can actually help us sleep, and it will give us just that little extra boost that our body needs. Whole foods, reducing sugars, reducing processed foods. Our bodies need fuel to help heal. And that fuel is not sugar. That fuel is not processed foods. It needs whole foods. It needs good, healthy fats, because that's what our body uses for fuel. I always like talking about like our body as it's our vehicle, right? You wouldn't put like crappy oil in your car and expect it to operate good. You wouldn't put like crappy fuel in your car and expect it to run good. It's the same as our body. We need to fuel it with the right things, and whole foods, healthy fats, lots of protein, good healthy protein is really a big part of supporting our body. So what does the spirit of a cancer patient look like? This is a sad one because when we lose our spirit, we can actually lose our will to thrive and to get through a really stressful situation. So we can lose faith. Again, that anxiousness that comes, mental fatigue. We feel defeated. How many times are you taking care of somebody and they're, getting closer to the end of their treatment and they're just like, they walk in without any life in them, right? It's like our spirit is just knocked down. We can be overwhelmed. We're losing hope. We're looking for purpose. We feel like things have, been taken from us, and we just don't, what's our purpose if we feel this way? Unable to cope, and our values aren't being honored. That's a big part of this mind, body, spirit support is our values matter. And when they're taken away from us, when we're doing things that we don't want to do, that aren't within what we would normally do, that affects us, our whole body. And again, when we lose that spirit, we lose that will to keep going. So what can we do to support our higher self? There's a lot of things that we can do. Just tap into the faith, whatever you believe, whatever it is that will get you through. Again, back to our Cancer Journey Roadmap, those allies can really come into play here. Music, pets, nature, taking a walk out in nature with trees and all of that can be really powerful in supporting our spirit. It'll just like, how many times do you say, oh my gosh, I just feel a little bit lighter, or I just feel better when I get outside in the sun, or when I do this. And that's the same when you're going through a cancer journey. So some of the support tools, again, grounding. Grounding is one of my favorite things that I have discovered. And my favorite way to ground is to get outside with no shoes and socks on in the grass. That is the best way to ground. You can even get to the point where you can just like stand up against a tree. Trees have really deep roots. They're very grounding. That's what holds that tree upright. That's what keeps that tree standing and strong. And our feet, when we ground them, can keep us strong, can give us a little lift, a little bit more power. Aromatherapy is very calming, and it can be very good to keep that spirit, those spirits up, because it helps bring that anxious thoughts down. It can help support that stress level. Journaling, again, I mentioned earlier, writing down things and burning them. You can actually just start writing things down. I know when journaling was first introduced to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna write all this stuff. But honestly, it can be a really good release. You can get things out of your mind and just on paper, and you don't have to read them again. Just start journaling, get it out. It's really a good release, but it can really lift that spirit up because you can take those thoughts and those feelings and those emotions and put them out on paper, and then you can feel better. Getting out in nature again is another great way to lift your spirits. Oh my gosh, get outside. If there's some animals around, just watch the birds, watch the bunnies, watch the trees, the leaves, anything. It just gets your mind off of what's going on in the moment, in present. So when our spirits are lifted, when everything is in balanced, it does have a positive impact on our whole body, physical and mental. And so using some of these tools can really help cope and get through that journey a little bit easier. And you, as healthcare workers, can just trickle this stuff in when you're connecting with your patients and just offering them just little tips and tricks and tools along the way that are just simple things, really. We think we have to do all of this stuff to make a big impact, and just sitting quietly for 5 minutes a day might make a big impact in somebody's life. Okay, some other supportive tools. I've spoken about aromatherapy, but aromatherapy, and I know a lot of hospitals and clinics are starting to use aromatherapy in their practices, in their facilities. The smell is the fastest way to the brain. And how that works is our limbic system in our brain is connected to our olfactory nerve here on the nose. And so when we smell something, it sends that to the limbic system of the brain. And the brain is that messenger part. The limbic system connects the whole body. When you smell something, it hits that limbic system and it connects it to the part of the body that it needs to go to. Our sense of smell is quite powerful. So it is the fastest way to our brain. It's the fastest way to feel a relief of something. It can reduce our stress, anxiety, our immune support, our immune system. Again, when we're supporting mind, body, spirit, that immune system is actually naturally going to get a boost. It can also help with side effects from treatment. It's very grounding. It can also, when you're diffusing it, it can actually kill some pathogens in the air, and it can help clean the air that you're around. So using aromatherapy in the home is very beneficial for the whole body. And then energy healing. I didn't talk too much about this in the other parts, but Reiki has been actually proven to reduce cancer-related pain, fatigue. There's been studies that it can reduce anxiety, and what it does is it just balances the body energetically. And so it's a very effective treatment, a supplementary treatment in the cancer journey. And it can just help restore that balance, that flow of energy to the body. Because again, when something is off, the whole body's off, because we are connected, mind, body, spirit. So some other tools that I offer my patients, and I am here to support you as healthcare workers as well, I have some healthcare workers that come in for Reiki just to keep them balanced and their stress levels down. So it's a powerful modality treatment for anybody. So we can thrive through cancer. We don't have to go through it in survival mode. There's so much that we can do to support ourselves. So just honoring time. I know we'll probably get done a little bit earlier today, but I just want to do a quick recap of what we talked about in this walking through the cancer journey from a perspective of the patient. So everyone touched by cancer has this roadmap that we go on. It's not a linear roadmap. Lots of ups and downs. It can be an emotional roller coaster. Just being aware of that can be just a huge part of understanding what we're faced with. Using this holistic approach supports the patients along the way. Again, when one part is out, the other part feels it, and our whole body feels it. We need to treat the whole body, not just treating the disease. Support network is essential for supporting along the way. It just offers hope, a lot of inspiration, and support and encouragement from the care team over and above what you already do with some of these tools that I shared with you can really make a difference. It can just really make that patient feel heard and seen just a little bit more because they're in a vulnerable place as well. Share the coaching services that I have, share my resources that I have, and you can use them within your teams as well for yourself. This is for you as well, because again, you have big jobs and it's not an easy task taking care of this population. And then share that cancer journey roadmap. Again, I will share that with the recording as well. Here is that women's cancer support group that I have. It is free for women. We meet twice a month, the first and third Mondays of every month from 5 to 6 in person. Everybody is welcome. So please share that with your groups as well. It's a support for the community that I offer. And then I just want to also just bring awareness of the challenges faced to you as caregivers and to the patients by supporting women going through the journey. I also support care teams. If this is something that you want your whole team to hear, I am more than willing to share this knowledge and experience from a patient perspective and also from a caregiver perspective. I cared for my husband during his cancer journey, and I also cared for patients along the way as well. So that is what we've got today.